Oh my god, that was meterless. Are you kidding me? Meterless again, just a cameo character. Are you kidding me? This guy hits like a truck. I think I'm gonna love this character. After months of waiting, Conan is finally here, but is he terrific or terrible? Let's find out with a full breakdown of his special moves, attack strings, and all that incredible stuff. Please post any Conan tips you have in the comments down below, and without any further ado, let's begin. One thing I want to mention right away is the ground bounce. This is jumping kick. It's circle in the air. We saw this in the combat cast, but they never mentioned it, so I wanted to tell you guys right away. This ground bounce is a regular jumping attack. So if you're a big fan of Mortal Kombat X or Mortal Kombat 9, back when we had the neutral ground bounce, well guess what? It's back. Just jumping 4 with Conan is the neutral ground bounce. It's back, baby. Another cool thing about Conan is almost every single attack utilizes his sword. The sweep is a sword, the kick attacks are still a sword for the most part. He has this knee attack, but that's the only move I can think of that doesn't utilize his sword. In other words, you're playing Soul Calibur when you pick Conan. Everyone else is playing Mortal Kombat, but you're playing Soul Calibur. Sword attacks all day, baby. Oh my god, the cheeks. Look at the cheeks. Goodness me. Alright, but here we go. Time for the breakdown. Is Conan terrific or terrible? Was he worth the wait? Let's find out today. Man, he's got a lot of strings. A lot of strings. Alright, first up is two-handed uppercut, and it launches. Are you serious? His fastest punish string also launches the opponent. That's incredible. You can't special cancel it, but can I cameo? Yeah, so a combo starter off his fastest string, no special move required, just summon a cameo. Already that's really cool. Next up is Barbarian Scar, still a high attack. I was hoping it would be a mid since it is a directional input, but sadly not. Good knockdown though, you can run in after it. Hits overhead too on the last hit, so that means with the right cameo, you've got a 50-50. Next up we have Sumerian Skewer, ends with a throw input and is an unblockable. That's awesome. The opponent has to neutral, duck, or jump away to avoid this last hit. And once they start doing that, just catch him with a different special move instead. In fact, this special move, if timed correctly, extends combos. So yeah, if they want to duck the throw, they're gonna get launched for a full combo. You already got mind games. Oh, and before I forget, the first 2 hits, gut thrust, actually restand the opponent, which is fantastic for extending combos or just ending with a special move that requires the opponent to be grounded. Next up is Conqueror's Heal. Final hit is a high attack, but I believe it's plus on block. Let's tell Reptile to do auto block and check this out. Oh yeah, +2 on block. Or in other words, if the opponent tries to mash and you catch him with the down 1, it's now your turn. In fact, it was always your turn. They have to duck that final hit if they want to get their frames back. However, just like earlier, if they try that, do a special move instead, that will catch them trying to duck, and with the right cameo, you get a full combo. Amazing stuff. Next up, we have Spellbreaker. We know Conan hates magic. Let's go. That's an overhead, so not an unblockable despite the input, but still an overhead, which means with the right cameo, you've got a 50-50. Next up is Wild Smash. Oh, big overhead, so mix it up with the right cameo. Then we have two-headed sweep. Please tell me it launches. Yes, I saw this in the combat cast, but they never mentioned it. It's a low that launches the opponent. Can I jump afterward? I can. I don't even need a cameo. That's crazy. Watch this. I've been doing a little bit of labbing. That is 33%, ladies and gentlemen. No cameo, no meter spend. That's how hard Conan hits. My goodness. Then finally, last but not least, we have Flesh is Stronger. Another unblockable. It's a throw. And with the right cameo like Movado, maybe Scorpion, you're gonna get a full combo. That's just awesome. I was way too early. Oh yeah, look at that. You can totally dash in and keep the combo going. That's it for the strings, but next up we have the unique attacks. Conan has 2 different moves that you can charge up or you can cancel with throw. Check this out. You can't do it right away, unfortunately. You do have to wait a little bit and then you can cancel into throw. It's not immediate. That would be a bit too OP, maybe, I don't know. But if that wasn't cool enough already, you can also cancel these into Fatal Blow as well. That gives you armor. It's going to interrupt what the opponent's doing with the counter attack. Awesome stuff. But honestly, my favorite part is the combo extension. Charge this bad boy all the way, and you get a free combo starter. In fact, the opponent is launched so high that you actually want to delay your jump. Look at that. Hitbox kind of terrible there, so make sure to delay your jump. Otherwise, you're going to drop the combo because the opponent's dropped way too high. But you get the idea, right? With the right cameo, you can fully charge this thing. Just be warned, the range is garbage, like actually terrible. So make sure to dash in before you charge it. You have plenty of time. Boom, full launch. Then go for the double launch. 35%, amazing. Didn't cost us any meter, just a cameo, but he's already refilled. Look at that. You get the idea, right? Crom's uppercut and Destroyer's boot can both be charged, and while charging them, you can cancel into a throw for an unblockable mix, and if the opponent tries to jump away or counterattack, you can catch him with a fatal blow instead. And then if the opponent does block these, they're crazy plus on block. Look at this, +8, and then the boot is also +8. Now, unfortunately, Crom's uppercut knocks them really far away. I think the boot leaves them a bit closer. Yeah, the boot's much better because you're actually still in their face. You can actually make use of the frame advantage here. So if you're fighting someone who loves to block, then go for the boot. If you're fighting someone who loves to jump away or counterattack, hit him with Crom's uppercut because it leads to combos. Next up, we have the Air Strings Raiders Spike. This one actually ground bounces, and with the right special move, you get a double ground bounce. So it's my personal favorite. But this next air combo is good too. Mercenary's Cross. It's super easy to do. I dropped it somehow. It's just 3 triangles, so very easy, but it does not ground bounce the opponent. So it's more for ending combos than extending them. Alright, next up we have the special moves. First up is Camel Counter. It's a basic parry, but if the opponent hits you, they get stunned for a full combo. And I mean full combo. You can do a jump in if you want to. They're staggered for a very long time. But with that said, it does not parry low attacks or throws. Only highs, mids, and overheads, with the exception of jumping attacks. It will not parry jump-ins. So it's great for starting combos, but it won't parry everything, so be careful. Next up, we have Atlantean Bulwark. This can be good for ending combos at the casual level, but honestly, it's the meter burn version that's incredible. For starters, it's got armor, so it's a great get-off-me tool. On wake up or during block, just spam this thing and get the opponent off of you. But here comes the crazy part. If you don't mind spending 2 bars of meter, you can just cancel it into a string. Yeah, straight up. It costs 2 bars, but still, that's a full string. Incredible stuff. It converts off everything. No matter what move you land, if you want to spend 2 bars, go for it. Full launcher. I think it might be worth it in many situations. But it's not just normals. You can cancel this move into specials, fatal blows, and cameo summons as long as you don't mind spending 2 bars. Next up is Destroyer's Drop, which can only be done in the air, but even right away, it's still an overhead. So do it instantly, it's still an overhead. Do it after a jump in, it's a double overhead. Fantastic mix-up. I don't think it has a meter burn version. Nope, it does not. But even so, great damage, spikes the opponent, and it's good for a double overhead mix-up. But next up is one of my favorites, Skyward Guardian. It does not work on grounded opponents. They must be in the air, but even so, it extends combos and just looks so cool. I love this move. And then if you spend meter, it does more hits for even more damage. So for a fast example, check this out. Oh, it's so good. Keep in mind, you don't want to use it right away. If you do, you might not actually get the follow-ups. You want to do it on an opponent who's been juggled a few times already. Otherwise, they might bounce too high and you don't get all the hits, so just a fair warning. Next up is Sumerian Rising. If you hold square during the startup, you get a second hit that's overhead and does more damage, and yes, it even comes out on block. So it's great for tricking the opponent. They see this... So it's great for tricking the opponent. They're going to see this first strike and think they can punish you on the way down, but nope, you can actually catch them with the follow-up. Once again, just hold square and you get a second hit. Now with that said, sometimes you don't want to do the follow-up, that way the cameo can keep your combo going instead. If you spend the meter on this move, guess what? More damage and a hit of armor. So one more get off me tool. I believe in total, Conan has 3 different armor attacks, which is more than any other character in the game right now. Next up is Barbarian's Blitz and Barbarian's Blade. Tap the input and Conan runs at the opponent. If you hold the button, he keeps on running. So by default, he goes about this far if you tap it. But hold it down and he'll keep running, so it's very important. If you spend a bar, he gets a hit of armor, which can be great for absorbing a projectile or any other single hit from the opponent. But keep in mind, it's only 1 hit of armor, so it still loses to Reiko's throwing stars and other multi-hit attacks like that. But this attack has layers to it. If you press down and block, Conan will cancel the attack, and it's a pretty fast cancel. You can throw almost immediately, so it's an actual mix-up. You can hit the opponent and then throw him. It's very, very tricky. If Barbarian Blitz is done up close, you get Barbarian Blade. It's the same move, except Conan won't run at the opponent. That's the only real difference. In fact, the cancel is so quick that you can combo after certain strings without spending any meter. From what I've tested, 4-3-3 is the best combo to cancel into. Next up, we have Berserker's March. Hits 3 times and does a big boy damage. That said, it's not the most damaging way to end combos. That's still this move. It does 110, so if you're going for damage above anything else, it's not the best combo ender. However, it can be good for extending combos because it launches the opponent. And then if you spend a meter, you get armor. I think that's 4 hits so far that give Conan armor. He is the tank of this game, but that makes sense. He doesn't have any projectiles, so he needs a bunch of ways to get in. Next up, we have Crom's Curse, and you have to be below 30% health to even attempt this. Conan covers himself in blood, and if he dies within a short window of time, the game revives him with a tiny bit of health. So very similar to Jason in Mortal Kombat X or even Hellboy in Injustice 2. But Conan's is kind of crazy because even if he's hit during the startup, he still gets the revive. So the animation doesn't even have to finish. Once the blood starts pouring, he's guaranteed to get back up if the opponent kills him. And I think you can do it more than once because the notes don't specify a one-time use, which means every round you can do this move. You don't get a lot of health when you're revived, but still Conan can come back from the dead multiple times, which is pretty crazy. Last but not least, we have Thieves' Catapult. Conan throws his cameo, that's right, and even if the cameo is completely out of juice, he can still throw them. That's the funny part. Even if they're on cooldown, they still qualify as a projectile, and it does 10% damage. That's pretty chunky damage. Does it hit mid? It does hit mid, so the opponent can't duck this move, and jumping over is going to be tough too. They pretty much have to block this guy. Now, unfortunately, you can't throw Motaro. You can throw Goro, but you can't throw the Centaur Man. You also can't do it with Shujinko against Shang Tsung during his Mimic. Oh, and apparently Shang Tsung can't do this move, even if he transforms into Conan. He still can't throw the cameo. That's interesting. So now finally, it's time for the fatal blow. Does it go full screen? Please tell me it does. No, it's only about jumping distance, huh? So like around here, maybe half screen? Yeah, about half screen. Hits mid, so the opponent can't duck under it. That's good. But man, I was hoping it was full screen. All right, everyone, that's it for Conan. So is he terrific or terrible? I'll tell you one thing. His combo damage is really good. He gets 38% for a cameo and no meter. And then if you do want to spend the bar, you're easily getting around 40-45%, so that's incredible. And on top of that, he's got some good mix-ups. These two strings are a 50-50, right? The overhead knocks down, the low combos, and both options are safe, but on top of that, he's got throws, right? This string throws, and this string also throws, so yeah, Conan's got a lot of mix-ups. And for the cherry on top, a lot of his strings are safe on block. That's safe on block, this is safe on block, this is a throw, so they gotta avoid it. This long string is plus on block, they have to duck under it. This string hits overhead and is +4 on block. This string is safe on block, and this string is safe on block. You get the idea. Every string Conan has is either a mix-up or it's safe on block. That's really good. The only downside to Conan is no teleports and no projectiles, which means he has to get in, but thankfully he does have lots of armor and even a reflect as well. Not to mention tons of cameo characters can counter keep away, right? Motaro's got a teleport for Pete's sake, Sub-Zero makes you immune to projectiles, so yeah, cameos can take care of any zoning issues that Conan has to deal with, which means Conan might actually be terrific. Don't forget about all the different armored wake-ups too. This is armored, his running attack is armored, he's got a parry, so many different defensive options. I think this armored wake-up might be the craziest though, because it's already safe on block at -2, and then combine that with Goro after the upward strike. I don't think the opponent can stop you from doing this. He's gonna be like Kung Lao 2.0. Every wake-up is safe. But alright everyone, let me know your thoughts on Conan in the comments down below. If you have any tips, please let us know, but also how do you feel about the guy? Is he high tier? Is he mid? Let us know any and all of your thoughts down below. Thanks for watching my guide. I hope you learned something and also enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like down below. It helps the channel out a ton. And if you haven't already, finish that combo by subscribing and ringing that bell so you never miss any future videos. Make sure to come back next time, and as always, stay underdogs.